Cool. We're recording. So, guys, when I bought this KLR650, it had the guy who had it before me when his mechanic did the doohickey thing. He had him put in this this manual timing chain adjuster, and that was one of the parts that Kawasaki actually got right. So I found a really nice one on eBay, and the nice thing about this, it actually had the original screws, but I see that they used the original screws, so I have extras. So anyway, I want to put the automatic adjusting cam chain tensioner back in it, because there's nothing wrong with this system on the KLRs. So I'm just going to start by pulling these guys out. And I went ahead and got the gasket for it. So I got a new Kawasaki gasket. And like I said, this thing was never, the cam chain adjuster was never a sore point on this bike. So I don't know if the guy got talked into it or not, but I don't want to have to adjust this. So we're going to pull this out, go back to stock. That way I will never need to do anything else to this thing. Wow, it looks pretty good. Looks like they just put it in on top of the original gasket. Okay, so I pulled the thing off, went and got a razor blade. I moved the camera because I thought it was going to maybe be a problem, but I just kind of running it under this guy. And it's coming out mostly in one piece. There we go. And this is the guy right there. And there is only one little spot to clean here. I'm going to wipe that away from the opening. Yeah, other than that, we're good. And then the one I got, this is what was in it. There's a name on here. What's this? PSR. I'm going to move this back a bit. Here's the stock cam chain tensioner. I want to pull it apart, make sure all the parts are in here. One of the problems I had is this nut was still factory tight and 20 years old. I didn't want to clamp it or anything, so just so you know, a 17 fits right there, and then you can use a 10 right there. So that's the way this fits here. So anyway, because it has to be disassembled when you put it together. And there is a spring in here. So we got the spring in the top. I'm going to put these on the ground. Check the manual. Oh, okay. It's not showing the shaft. Okay. Always good to have a manual. And a COVID mask for a bookmarker. Yeah, so you just have the nut, the crush washer, spring, no shaft, and the 2 bolts in the gasket. So we're good to go. Cool. So we got all the parts. So I'm going to roll over here, blast this guy out. This part was really nice. I mean, it was off at 2001. This is a 07. And but the part was really nice. There we go. Even the paint on this thing was like just fantastic. And it always helps to have a manual, because this arrow, I thought it was to go up like this, but it actually goes facing down with this tab. If you can see a tab right there against my hand. But there's a tab right here that goes outward. And the arrow goes down. So anyway, so let's put this thing back together. Oh, we can't. We got to put it in. So let me make sure it's all scraped off. You hear me rolling around. Yeah. So use a new gasket on it. When I bought my DR650, I actually had a leak on the timing chain adjuster, and that was a pain to install. Just because you had to take off a few parts like the starter and stuff. But yeah, old Cowie kind of easy, so I'm just going to dab a little on. Perfect. Excellent. So, and the way this thing works, because they say if you ever loosen it, you have to pull the whole thing out, disassemble it, and reinstall it, because once you loosen it, this thing's spring loaded and it's got teeth on it. You can hear it. And so once, say you undo a bolt and it pops out this much, well, it's not going to go back. So anyway, so this one, we're going to collapse it all the way. We have the brand new Kawasaki gasket. We're going to slide this on like this. And like I said, the reason I bought this was, for one, it was in good shape. There's a ton of these on the internet, but this one looked in really nice shape. The paint was nice, and it actually came with the original bolts, although this one had the original bolts too. So, but I didn't know that at the time. And then we want this tab facing out, the arrow facing down. Let's put those in first. There we go. So I have my bolts in, gasket in. We're just going to slide this guy in. Nothing's going to shift on me. Yeah, I'm glad I had the manual, because just my way of thinking was that the arrow points up, but it points down towards the engine. So, and the little tab is right there. So, and the gasket is right there. So, and then this plunger assembly, it fits into a kind of a dimple on the cam chain adjuster. Okay, so we have it like finger tight, and just gonna snug it up with this guy. Yeah, remember, if you ever loosen this thing and that plunger extends, you got to pull it out and reset the plunger. That's what the manual says, and it makes sense. Here goes a helicopter. Alright, so we got the extra gasket stuff cleaned up. And now all we got to do is insert the spring, and this is the way it was going in. I just know from the wear marks here. And then we're going to put the spring in. And then what that's going to do is it's going to push the plunger. In fact, I'll be quiet. You can actually hear it clicking as I put the spring in. Hear it? Okay. And then we got this. And then this has a crush washer, a copper crush washer. And then we'll just put this on it. And hopefully I didn't ruin it. Sometimes when it's your first time you go, oh, I hope I didn't do anything wrong. But it's pretty straightforward. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I just, like I said, this was never really a problem part with Kawasaki KLR. And I didn't want to be on a trip. Say I rode this back to the East Coast or on a long trip. I didn't want to have to worry about the timing chain. And I just snugged it up a little. Alright, so we are done. So what we did is we replaced this PSR piece of replacement. Piece of replacement. So we replaced the manual one, and see here's the dimple where it sits in there, with the original Kawasaki one. So I feel better about that. Get out and make your own adventures. Look how nice that looks, huh? Looks like factory, because it is. But yeah, it's nice. Same color, same matches, got the stock bolts, things on there. Good to go. Widget guy, over and out. Make your own adventures. Bye-bye.